on the chat actually, who pays for the trip of the competitors? That would be the teams that pay these guys to travel all over the world. Hence, you know, that's why they pick. That's why they join these teams. They get travel support and all that cool stuff. So I hope that answers a little bit of a question for you.
So anyway, let's give a quick roster rundown because we missed that. We were both waffling. For SK, it is going to be Nif on Janna. Candy Panda, also known as OP Right Hand, is on Corki. Snoopy in the jungle on Trundle. Ocelot will be on Cassidin for the first time today. We will see him, and Mama is not on an AP. Will be on Gangplank up the top there. For Against All Authorities, who had a fantastic game just a moment ago. It is going to be Linak in the jungle once again on Udyr. We are seeing an invade actually from Against All Authorities. I am following it. Yellow Star on Ezreal down the bottom with Osaft on Sona. And Althor, who was amazing a minute ago on Anivia, so he's picked Anivia once again. And Soaz out the top as Talon. So the Bruiser Talon, I don't know if he's sure he's really a bruiser, he's more of an assassin, isn't he? So, well, SK are not going to fall for this one. They are going cleverly around the outside. And the bobsleigh this time for Candy Panda. I actually don't like that skin much.
I think we're actually going to be seeing here Cassidin going top. Actually, or in middle, and what I meant to say was Anivia maybe going top. Certainly Ocelot wants to pair off with Gangplank here. He's gone cloth armor for his first item.
Ah, yes, good spot. So that, yeah, Soaz is placing himself in the mid there, and well, you saw Althor was trying to go up the top there, was just being blocked out. Actually, they did manage to catch some, didn't they, last time? Actually, Against All Authorities did. This time they are pushing down the bottom there towards Golems as well. They're trying to peek on there. Can they manage to get the steal on that Golem? This is one of the new fights that's developed slowly. It started off with like the blue team always took the Golems, and now it's sort of developed into there'll always be a fight at Golems now. But Soaz versus Ocelot in mid. I'm not sure how that one's going to work out. I've got to be honest. Surely Ocelot's going to have that range slight advantage, but remember Soaz will get that dash and silence as well as the rake that he just did there across Ocelot. So I don't know. It could be even. We've seen Talon in mid quite a few times with Skara from Dignitas, so it's not something that's alien to team games.
Yeah, certainly not. You know, it's a little bit of variety compared to what we, you know, the norm maybe, but it's not something that's super surprising. Down at bottom, obviously, it was Ezreal and Sona up against Corki and Janna. A little bit of a surprise pick we pointed out for that one. Udyr already having a bit of a sniff around. Linak is level 3 already, a little bit higher than Momo. He is going to work his way in. Nicely done here, and surely this is going to be first blood coming down. Yes, it will be, and it's Althor who gets that kill as well. A great gank. Linak coming over very quick in the jungle, already up at level 3, and Moma had absolutely no chance in that one.
And more importantly, Althor obviously using his stun, which meant he'd already used the oranges to get out of that, and then Linak comes out and stuns him again. So you're not getting out of it anymore, son. My only question about this is where they've got Soaz in the mid here is the fact that Althor will want blue buff, and he is in the mid at the moment. So in the top there, so he's a long way from the blue buff. So whether that's going to pay any effects later on, I guess we'll find out. Looking back down the bottom, you can see Osaf being very aggressive this time. He's going to try and get those pokes, try and get the power cord on towards OP right hand, aka Candy Panda, who is taken down a little bit low at the moment, so he's having to just stay away from the CS. That's going to put him a little bit behind. Actually, to be honest, that's the first time I've seen Yellow Star ahead in CS against Candy Panda. But it is very early stages, trying to pop any cheeky Q shot, which is what he's leveling it up there, the Mystic shot. On towards Candy Panda, didn't quite happen though. And we're seeing Linak going aggressive again.
Yeah, and this is a real hard lane, to be honest, down at the bottom. You know, Janna, Corki, okay, you can put that damage out. The problem is, where does the heal come from once that damage output comes on? Here we see the move on towards Ocelot. Is he going to be able to get away from this one? Actually, both Soaz and Linak managed to draw the aggro from the turret, and that was nicely done. Great positioning from Ocelot to get himself safely out this one. We are seeing Trundle come in here as Yellow Star will actually blink his way, flash his way even out. Ozaf surely is going to be finished off. He flashes out of things as well. Snoopy tries to get in onto him, and Ozaf, is he going to go down? No, he's not. He's managed to survive it. 10 HP left after that little encounter, and well, SK will be kicking themselves not to get that one. They've lost a lot of health on Snoopy, lost a lot of health on Candy Panda as well, but they've not managed to pick up the kill in the middle. Soaz also going down very, very low. Ocelot is putting all that minion aggro for a second. A really exciting first 5 minutes here in this game.
Yeah, and also at the top, Linux managed to sneak his way in towards the bushes there. Oh, he'd have been spotted. He's just spotted him. Dodges nicely. Oh, no, he didn't. He went straight into it. Uses the oranges, tries to get out. He gets stunned again by Linux there. Don't quite think they have the burst damage to take him down. Frostbite will land, but he didn't. He wasn't frozen up there. And Snoopy's going to be annoyed at that one because obviously he got away on 10 hit points down the bottom now. So if he'd have had one single hit from Snoopy, he'd have obviously had that the rabid bite on him, and it would have done the tick and took down that 10 hit points, but instead he didn't. He managed to put down the pillar but couldn't quite get close enough, got blasted away. So Osaf has instead gone down in the river and placed that ward in the pretty much almost standard position now to keep an eye on those wraiths, as well as the protecting Soaz in the mid there. Soaz at the moment has Snoopy coming around the back side of him. Well, he did have. He actually only just placed the ward. He's backed away. Now he's going to go in for him. Oh, he's been baited nicely here. Soaz is going to try and finish off Ocelot, but Ocelot's going to get away with it. Soaz also got that rabid bite on him. He is going to get away with it. Very, very close play between both his teams, and it shows why they are in the effectively upper bracket semi-finals.
Yeah, great action. We're only 7 minutes in. It feels like we've seen more action than we've seen a lot of other games throughout the entire game. As again, Alpha is back nice and healthy in that lane. Already got the Tier of Goddess already built up. Moma is also very healthy. Obviously, does have those oranges to keep himself nicely healed as well. Down at the bottom, let's have a look at this. Yes, 38 for Corky to 44.
Top ult to use there.
Interesting. Alpha, I mean, even if it's taking him down there, he's probably not going to kill the rebirth.
He's ported back.
Killing the, getting Alpha to rebirth anyway is always a bonus for Moma, but still, that kill pretty much had no chance of coming in onto him. At the moment, we've got Snoopy just covering that middle while Ocelot gets ready to come back in, which he just did. Down at bottom again, we're seeing SK being forced back to playing right on their turret.
So just keeping an eye on Linak at the moment. He's in the mid there. And they've just pinged for the blue buff, so obviously SK are going to go across for it. Instead they're going to dive towards Ocelot, but the thing is you can't pin down Kassadin. He'll just do that and just zip straight away. He needs to get silenced by Soaz early on. Instead he gets raked across. Soaz, if anything, just trying to buy some time. You can see Snoopy's taking down the blue buff. It's like, are you going to come across for this or what? But it is going to mean that Linak is going to take the Wraith, so sneaking around the back side. Blue buff is available for against all authorities. And this is where I mentioned it. Althor is at the top, actually putting down damage on towards Moma and keeping him away there. Doesn't really feel he needs, obviously, the blue buff. He seems to be keeping control of that lane. Looking back down the bottom there, lots of pings going on there. Actually, Yellow Star has been targeted, but nobody's really close enough. Although Linak was coming around the backside there, Nif just caught a glimpse of him and he's going to back away. And they're actually going to dive on towards Linak there. Not too sure they're going to do a fat lot to him. He's just going to stroll on away from that one. And again, in mid, it's still pretty even. Moma's getting caught once again. Althor's being the more aggressive at the top here, Joe.
Yeah, Alpha doing a great job again. Actually, we're seeing Ocelot trying to force Soaz into a position where he has to go
bottom.
Down at the bottom. We are seeing a push coming down onto Yellow Star as well. Ulti comes off, and well, both of them very, very low. Still no level 6, by the way, for Janna, so still missing that ulti, which in situations like that can really be the life and death of something. Here we go, Linux starts to come in, and they are going to get a stun down onto Candy Panda, who flashes away, Valkyrie's away, and that is another safe Corky. But again, a good try from Against All Authority. Linak currently has double buff, both the red and the blue in play. We'll see how that all works out. Ocelot just rift walking back towards base. He didn't feel safe there hanging around. Yeah,
the Linak had gone back north and he was also taken down very low. We have got a pause from Ocelot there. He said Skara because it's talent. Soaz had taken him very low in the middle there. Snoopy'd come out to cover him over. There's pings down the bottom. I can't see anything happening there, but we can't move around when the game is paused. So we cannot see why it's paused. I guess somebody's having some issues somewhere along the line, Joe. But it's a pretty even game so far. 10.1k to 10.9k in the gold. I don't know if we can look at the switch over. No, we can't. there's a disconnect. I don't know who it is. I guess we'll soon see someone drop in a second. But I mean, it's been a very even fight, and I'm liking it. This is a good first. Only 9.5 minutes into this, and we've seen probably about 5 or 6 gank attempts across the map. In terms of CS, well, we can look at it. We see Corki at 68, Ezreal at 65. Very even down the bottom now between Candy Panda and Yellowstar. In the middle, 48 to 71, so big advantage for Soaz at the moment to Ocelot, but no great shakes there. Obviously, until the tier of the Goddess and the AP builds up a little bit for Ocelot and Kassadin, he'll start wiping out the waves of minions when he gets his AP built up. In the jungle, there's not really been too much countering. We've seen Linak taking out the Wraiths a few times, but in the top again, it's been Althor. So at the moment, I would say Gangster Authorities are in a slightly stronger position. Obviously, the gold is reflecting that, which is only an 800 gold shift, which is absolutely nothing. And they have the only kill, which is obviously 400 gold of that. Well, in fact, it's more than that because you have the 70% support kill, which Linak would have had. So it's the Scot that got dropped. So he has rejoined, and they're saying, "Are we ready?" I guess we are going to go. We're going to go speedy mode, Joe.
Yeah, I'm going to go down to the bottom here because there were some pings going off, and as soon as we get unpause, I'm going to go in there, and well, nothing actually happening there. But you know, the pause mode, if you're wondering why they're now running around crazily, that's just as the spectator client catches up to the point in the game where you know, where it previously was, and because I don't know the technical ins and outs, I didn't design it. It just does that. That's should be a good
dragon, fast dragon.
Yeah, the dragon is going down super fast. Oh my god, so much damage. Oh, nice ulti in from Gangplank. Dragon is in and amongst it, I believe. Is he going to go out? Dragon actually is going to be ignored now as they put down the pressure a little bit onto Snoopy. Dragon goes back into his pit. No one dies in that exchange. Snoopy was the one that went really low in and amongst everything. But we will see Gensol Authority start to get back now into their regular areas. In fact, the bottom lane has gone home. Yellowstar picking himself up. The double Doran's blade so far. Boots already in there. Ruby Crystal and the longsword.
And we finally come out of super fast mode. So fast exchange there. Nobody actually picked up the dragon, so still only that 800 gold difference between the two. Like I mentioned though, Soaz has got that CS advantage. You do expect it for a while there, until Ocelot starts to build up his AP. He has got blue buff, and blue buff at the moment had gone back to Linak. Linak currently, I was going to say, he's not attacking. What's he doing? He's just stood there, but he is attacking now. Althor is going to port back. So what's he going to buy? A catalyst along with the Tear of the Goddess. So that's how he's countering not having the blue buff. Stacking the mana crystals. And Candy Panda placing the ward there. So not only your support will go and get all those wards, your AD carry will do as well. So the ward placement, yeah, so Against All Authorities have put that ward in the tri-bush, covering it off, and it's looking like they're making their way down for the second dragon attempt. I think Linak is going to start it off and pull it out. Yes, they will do. They kind of want something from this bottom lane. You can see them just jostling back and forward. And Kassadin's basically said, look, they are here. This time, though, there is no Gangplank. Yes, there is a Gangplank ulti actually trying to get the steal. Gangplank is pushing on that top turret while this is all going on, but it is a 5-man down there. And there's the Gangplank ulti trying to get the steal. A bit too late. Against the Authorities pick up the first dragon.
Yeah, nicely done. The ulti, obviously, from Moma is going to be pretty much useless in that situation. Done a bit of damage, but not picking up the kill steal that they wanted. But he should be able to do a little bit of damage onto the turret. Actually backs away, probably a safer decision there for Moma, who will go and spend a little bit more gold. Already has his regrowth pendant, plus the, obviously, boots from earlier. Giant's belt was also in there as well. So maybe finishing off. Health crystal is going to be picked up. Down on bottom again, more pressure coming on to Ozaf. Yellowstar did take a bit of damage from those bombs as well from Candy Panda. In terms of the CS, just to give you an overview, Candy Panda's actually overtaken Yellowstar now at 95 to 88. So good work that he's done to get back in this one. In the middle, Ocelot still continuing to put as much pressure onto Soaz as possible, but Soaz is still managing to push those creep waves right into the Ocelot turret almost every wave now.
Yeah, so Candy Panda shielded up and going to start pummeling damage down on that turret. Ezreal ulti coming down, just zipping through Nif, and that's basically given the marker to say, okay, let's port back and buy. So he has 1,140 gold on him. And what will he buy? It will be a phase. So going probably towards the Trinity, I would have thought, which is certainly viable. Blue buff being given to Ocelot there, which is much needed. As you can see, he's got no mana at all. And Mama, actually, Althor's porting back already. So Althor's got himself 350 gold. So what's he going back to buy? I didn't actually make note of what he bought there. Maybe done it too quick for me to notice. Let's have a look towards the middle. You can see Soaz has Linak with him. But Ocelot's going to clear out that wave and just carry on. Soaz has been a bit more impressive in the middle here. But like I mentioned, Ocelot is just waiting, really, biding his time. And just is very hard to pin down. Does manage to get a rake across him. Linak's still there. He's just switched bushes. he's not going anywhere. They really want to kill Ocelot, but I don't think they're going to be able to pin him down because he can just riff walk away. This is exactly what he's going to do. Either way, he doesn't need to do it there, but if ever he gets pressure, just riff walk away and straight back in. And I'm going to say, we've just seen Snoopy quit again. Yeah, so Snoopy's dropped again. Snoopy's obviously got internet issues up in Scotland.
Yeah, that's unfortunate at this stage of the game. It can really throw him off, I guess. I mean, Snoopy, if you look at him now, is 0-0-0. Obviously, there's only that one death that's come onto Mama a little bit earlier on. Already got himself 55 to the 54 of Udia, and Linak just says, about to dive.
Well, they were about to dive on Ocelot there. You can see Soaz is already in position to go for it. Linak was coming in. It was just like, But, you know, I don't think they would have got Ocelot regardless. It easily, but they have got a minion wave going in, which is why they were going for it. Thanks for saying. Well, it's pretty obvious, isn't it? But, you know, it's not being abused, the pulse function. Someone has physically dropped. It's not like they've just done it for a tactical timeout like you'd get in, say, Call of Duty. Down the bottom, let's have a look at the CS. We've had it gives us a nice little chance to look at it. 110 to 101. Obviously, both have been back and bought, so we've got a phage on both of them, actually. Identical builds. In fact, completely identical, apart from the ward that Corky has on him. We have a Brutalizer as well on Talon in the middle, along with the pickaxe. So pausing during action.
I'm not sure what the official rule is on that.
I don't know. It's not like they've done it. I mean, look. Let's face it. It's not like they're in the open. He is stood on the tower and can rift walk. It's not like it's. You know, he's been caught out and they've got the stun down on him. They're nowhere near him.
As well.
Yeah.
He could actually probably, with Rift Walk and Flash, almost be back at the Nexus. That's how much escapability he's got right now. So here we go. Ocelot instantly goes behind that turret. Obviously, we do have the speed mode for a few seconds.
Bottom.
Get caught up here, and we are going to see a bit of pressure at bottom. And again, SK will get away from things. Nivea coming back towards middle, and Talon is in a position there around the bus. Actually, a rift walk in from Ocelot to do that damage will force Talon to go away. He's going to go up to the top side, and it looks like finally we're going to see a Nivea getting a blue buff.
Yeah, so he's had to come all the way down to get it. This is what I say. So he basically leaves the experience for a while, but instead, obviously, Talon rotated around, like you say, it's just gone up there. So now we're going to see Althor switching. Are they going to switch? Is he just going to go and steal the raids? He's going to help out, I guess, is what he's claiming as. No, he just actually stole them all. He just stole a whole lot there from him. Oh, hello, we have Ocelot going south. We also have Snoopy around there, but unfortunately there's a ward there, so they know exactly what's happening. The pings are there, and they've already backed well away from it. We are 16 minutes in. We are very, very close in this game. 2k difference at the moment in favour of Against All Authority, but one good team fight from either team would certainly change the way things are, as Soaz gets caught there by Rift Walk, and Ocelot didn't quite have enough to finish him off, so he didn't even bother trying to pursue it, really just forcing him away from lane and something. Soaz is probably going to go back and buy. No, he's not. He's using a potion, so why the hell would you? Mama again being pressured. Althor is doing a good job of controlling this top lane so far. Mama has got himself a Warmogs though, so expect to see him a bit more aggressive soon enough. 122 to 115 CS, so actually has the advantage. And Snoopy this time has paused the game. So, I don't know. Pause after pause after pause.
So here's the rule. To pause a game is only allowed if a player disconnects. Maximum pause length is 10 minutes. Before a game continues, the players have to be warned. Abuse of the pause can lead into a disqualification. And some more news, Empire beat Cypher.
Wow. So we've got an EU East team in the lower bracket semi-finals. No, it's the lower bracket finals, isn't it?
Yeah, they have a chance now. They're going to be waiting for either SK or... Oh, no, that's not 100% true, actually. Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, the loser of this has got to play LDLC and then into the finals. So possibly, is that a Ukraine or Russian flag? I can't see.
Russian.
It's a Russian flag, isn't it? So Russian team visiting the Ukraine. So don't unpause without asking if they're ready. That's basically it. But anyway, bit of tension between the players, I think, is what's going on here. But like you said earlier, it's going to mess with your head, because if you're more focused on now your router dropping than jungling is, so it's a bit of a problem for Snoopy. Linak being forced there. Ocelot's actual tower is down to 746, which is not ideal. His mid turret, so his mid turret's had quite a bit of damage on it. And looking around the rest of the turrets, you can see down the bottom that at the moment Candy Panda had forced them away a little bit, done a big chunk of damage towards that bottom turret there, down to 500 hit points. And theirs is untouched, so really it's this mid turret Soaz getting caught again by a Riftwalk, and again has forced to back away, but he's going to probably just lifesteal it back. No, he won't, because he's got no lifesteal items. Dragon is due in a moment, Joe. I think my time is a little off with all the pausing.
Yeah,
oh my god.
Oh. Yeah. So, we pause again
for
a little while. But hopefully, I mean, Snoopy's saying that he's got some kind of bug since he dropped.
Well, you do used to get the bug where it showed the minions that weren't there and stuff.
Annoying.
So whether he's just going to... I'm doing creeps and it's...
Forcing me.
yeah.
What he wrote.
Yes, unfortunately everyone could probably read that as well, so oh well, to run to base. I can't stop it. Oh right, so it's effectively like it's basically saying he's disconnected and also auto running him back when he does the creeps.
That's not good.
No, that's an issue.
That's I'd say a little bit of a problem that we have here. Obviously, the admins are here. We're in IRC, so they're going to be having a little bit of a discussion about that one. But yeah, the problem is with Snoopy, by the way, if you guys didn't already know. Apparently, he's going to try to reboot. I hope that doesn't really mess things up with going completely outside of the game and losing stuff. I don't know. And Candy Pan says, well, it's not much you can do about game bugs. True that. And the system recognizes that he's disconnected and sends him back to base. Yeah,
it's like what I just said. Yeah, it's almost like when he starts a fight, you know, it auto runs you back to get out of the danger.
Alpha's like, ask us before we launching. AFK, going to the toilet.
Yeah.
Seriously? Oh well.
Hey ho. It's all right. We've only got another one round and another best of 3 yet.
it's only out 20 to 9 yet. But whatever.
Whatever.
We've seen some great games today.
We have seen some good ones, and you know, even from the start, the LDLC versus L League was a very good game. So every game's been pretty good so far, and it only goes really towards how stacked the European competition is and how much pressure's on between them. And Snoopy's probably, you know, everyone's sort of like going, "Oh, come on, Snoopy," but he's probably raging. I mean, he's probably really annoyed. It's about as PC as I could say probably right now. And okay, so we're seeing if they're ready. So it's been a long pause, which means that the speed up will go on quite a while. So we're going to have to keep our eye on this dragon. We are going to resume in 3 seconds. So Joe, yeah, there it is, dragon spawn.
I'm watching Snoopy right now, and he's killing red buff. He's definitely not walking back to base. Or maybe it is trying to force him in between, I can't quite tell. Just hit one, Snoopy, let us see it. Yeah, no idea. Anyway, around this middle area, I'm sure we're going to see from Snoopy here any second. I don't know. I can't tell. I really, especially at that speed, you really can't tell anyway whether he's going back or whether he's having to really control it. But he's not said anything more, so hopefully that should be all fine. We are seeing two of them go up now. SK looking like they want to gank Althor up at top, but Anivia's not the person you want to gank under the turret, because when she's dead, she's not really dead, and they are going to push in here anyway. They are going to get the kill, surely. No, they're going to get the rebirth down at least, but in comes Linak. He's going to get the shots off onto Moma, and Althor's like, hello, I am back, and now it's Ocelot who has to riff walk away from that one. And that's what I'm talking about. I mean, what did SK really want to do there? They forced the rebirth, yeah, but they were lucky to keep Moma alive in amongst all that, if you ask me. So as a sniffing around as well. Ooh. And Snoopy's going to go super low in amongst that one. The Ignite even goes on to... now Ocelot, of course, will use his Rift Walk to get away from that situation. And yeah, rebirth for a death and losing your blue.
Yeah, it's exactly not really worth it. They have lost taken the bottom turret, sorry. That was because Candy Panda had managed to force the bottom lane, and Yellow Star had gone into mid to cover that off. So I think they already knew it was going. So Althor now with the stolen blue buff as well from that. So it's many things have gone in favour of Against All Authorities there, and they are going to take this turret down as well.
Middle.
So
yeah.
2 turrets for 1 and a death. And the blue Soaz has gone in towards Moma though. He's not really going to do a great deal about it. In fact, he's got himself in a pretty sticky situation. Has managed to flash through the wall there, but the rest, they are going to keep up on him. Nif is going to try and get a Howling Gale across. Nice ulti there from Candy Panda. Didn't quite have enough damage on it though. It was the big bomb, but not big enough, unfortunately. So Soaz is going to port back. Let's have a look towards the middle. Mid turret is now, it was at full health, so see how much they can rip apart from this one. Oh, Ezreal ulti going straight across them, and Linet coming in, so it's going to force them away. So they actually only got 1,000 hit points done in that time. So 5k gold advantage. That's a bit of a turnaround, Joe.
Yeah, 5k, it's a nice amount for Against All Authority. 20 minutes in, obviously, that 2-1. They've lost the last blue buff, which, you know, is an annoyance for Ocelot, to say the least, in this one. Needs it because, well, when those cooldowns aren't there, it can be in a little bit of danger. I guess we're going to see SK play that a little bit more defensive while that is the case. Soaz does have a red buff on him at the moment as well. Down on the bottom, there's a decent stack for Against All Authority, but nothing that should really trouble this bottom turret. The good news for SK is that Snoopy seems to be all fixed. They've not said anything about it. He seems to be moving around the jungle in a normal fashion, let's say. So hopefully we won't be requiring any more pauses. Blue buff this time is going to go over to Yellow Star because, of course, Althor does have the blue from over in the SK side of the jungle.
Infinity Edge now on Soaz, along with that Brutalizer. That's a lot of damage that's going to come out. And it's obviously the advantage of being in the mid. He has got a pretty high CS score, 180. In fact, it's the highest in the game at the moment. 176 for Candy Panda, 172 for Ezreal. Meanwhile, so SK now are actually in a position of being forced back, and this is reminiscent to the second game right here, and they did not come out too well on that one. However, also, then again, saying that, Against All Authorities were doing pretty good job of pushing in the first game as well, but that kind of backfired. They haven't got the poke, and the thing going for them at the moment, Candy Panda is pretty well fed. He's got himself that Sheen, he's got himself a Phage, but then again, Yellow Star is in exactly the same situation. Candy Panda's got to be careful here. They're going to come around the back side of him, which is why he's been a little bit cautious in the middle lane. Althor now going to come out. Can he land the stun? He's going to Valkyrie away. Valkyrie in towards them, and they're going to dive on towards Althor. Remember, his rebirth was popped. That's why they did it, Joe. That's why they went for it. They knew in about 5 minutes' time they're going to go for Linak. Also taken down very low. Will he survive? No. Oh, he does manage to shield off that one again. He will finally get taken down, surely. Yes, he will do. Ocelot finishes the job, and Soaz does come around. Soaz, I don't know where he was throughout that whole fight, because he was in and around there a moment ago, just didn't come down to join the party, and that is going to be 2 for 2 and the turret. So regardless of how it actually developed, Against All Authorities came out on top.
Yeah, and we saw it was Candy Panda who went down, which is, you know, he's the one that's starting to build up quite nicely. He got a great amount of CS so far. Over on the other side, you know, it was Althor who went down, not the ideal candidate. Both junglers went down in amongst everything as well. So I guess with the turret taken down, that's probably Against All Authority who are going to be happier with the whole situation that went off there. I'd imagine they'll be a little bit annoyed that it didn't go well for them. And Soaz says, needs to reconnect, my hero is invisible.
Trollolol. So, yeah, so hitting down there pausing, it's Against All Authorities. So the 5th pause of the game. Wow. Fun. How can his hero go invisible? Oh, actually, his ulti does go, makes him go invisible, doesn't it? Of course it does.
And he never came back.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, there he goes, he's reconnected. Oh, pause rules.
I think we've had 10 minutes of collective pause rule time.
Yeah.
I assume it's 10 minutes per pause, actually, so...
It is, I think so, yeah. So I'm not sure if it's about the whole thing, but anyway. If they're only going to do it when they've got a genuine issue. You know, they're winning at the end of the day. They're not going to redo it. Linux gone as well now. Linux reconnecting as well. Soaz has got himself back in there. Linux is not back in there yet. Pause rules.
I'm pretty interested for all the German guys out there, or those that follow football, just to throw it out there. Borussia Dortmund just beat Bayern Munich, which is awesome, but more for me as a Hamburg fan, Gladbach beat Bremen 5-0, so that's all good stuff. Congratulations to you guys that are fans. Anyway, back to the game. We do have everyone in, and hopefully everyone's all good, no invisible champions or anything like that. And it looks like Against All Authority are setting themselves up for another dragon here, and I'm not sure that SK are really in a position to do that much against it. So as is their dragon is down to about half HP, and yeah, SK aren't even going to sniff it. Freebie for Against All Authority.
And that's the 3rd dragon as well. They're going to take the top turret, so it's the turret exchange for a dragon. So Candy Panda managed to clear that one out and then backs straight away. He had to back away from the scary Osaf who was carried up there. I was like, hey, that's not going to work. So actually warding up the Baron here. So expecting a potential Baron push. Sorry, that's the word I'm after. And Ocelot's going to pick himself up the blue. So let's have a look at the teams, what they've developed, what they've gone damage-wise. You can see Phage, Sheen and Azeel, yet then he's gone for a BF sword. So he hasn't completed the Trinity Force Yellow Star, instead chose to go for a BF sword. And now I'm not sure the exact build of order they did it, but he decided to get damage instead of completing the 300 gold that he requires to get that Trinity Force. He actually has enough on him right now, so I'd go get it myself if I was him, because Trinity Force completion is a big boost compared to just having the 3 items. Nevertheless, Soaz is also continuing the damage, and look at that. He's got another BF sword stacked in with that Infinity Edge and Brutalizer. He is going to destroy someone if he gets his hands on him. The question is, he's been up against Ocelot, who he's not been able to pin down at all, who's now got a Celestial Shroud on him. So, Snoopy, with all the problems, has got himself that Chain Vest, Ruby Crystal, Longsword along with the Wriggles. Have a look towards Candy Panda. How's he doing? He's completed the Trinity Force and with the double Dorans. Althor, in the meantime, has got the Rod of Ages complete. Has got a Brilliance Potion on him. Is probably about to pick up the blue buff. Bastin Wand as well. Who is the last remaining man that I've yet to see? Udyr. There you are. Udyr got himself a Aegis of the Legion along with that Hog. And Wit's End from Mercury Tread. So just stopping the magic damage coming out from Ocelot. Mommer as well has got himself Atmogs complete, along with a null magic mantle. So pretty midway through between most of the builds. The one I'm interested in mostly is Soaz with just going pure damage.
Yeah, and I think that's the right way with Udyr in the team as well, who obviously is looking very, very good at the moment. Got that Wit's End in there, so and Udyr's always a scary champion to be in those team fights. You never quite know how that one's going to go in there, and I really fancy against All Authority at this stage of the game. I mean, what, 6k ahead, there or thereabouts, 2-kill lead, which obviously can change very, very quickly. But I think from what we saw of them in the last game and from this game so far, they look like the more complete of these two teams in this last in this best of 3.
Yeah, and I wonder who LDLC want really out of these two. I'm not too sure of the history between the two teams. Against All Authorities obviously are a fellow French team, so probably have played them before. Ocelot going very aggressive on Soaz there. Very ballsy. I'm not quite sure if you realise it was 4 members of Against All Authorities all there. So he quickly got away from that one. So SKR beating them away. Yellow Star coming down from the top. Meanwhile, Gangplank also coming from the bottom. I'm still not sure how well it's working out with Mama playing on Gangplank. He's still, I mean, he's 219 CS, so he's certainly had no problem with the CS. He's just not, at the moment, been around the same area as Candy Panda to basically use the buff that Gangplank is offering to them, and obviously using the damage as well. So at the moment, Against All Authorities getting ready to poke on it. Here we go, the mini wave coming in. Expect the Althor's Snowball will come across there. Snowball? I know what I meant. Crystallise is going to come across there. Will manage to wall straight off. Didn't actually catch anyone out though. So that wave is going to go down. And it's just poke back and forward. Does manage to stun Candy Panda this time though. Nothing coming about it. Does get the Frostpoint down on Momra as well. But with that Warmogs, it almost like he didn't dent him.
Yeah, and that's going to be a little bit of a problem now. We'll see how Momra's roll is going to be. Althor getting caught out. This could be dangerous news. So as though he's going to go in there with the kills. He's still round about half HP. Gangplank ulti is amongst them. Great ulti from Ozaft as well. What's it going to mean though? Linak is caught in the middle of nowhere, but he's flashed away and keeps himself safe from all of that. Ozaft doing a good job of healing everyone up in between all of that as well. And kind of in the middle of the fight, Candy Panda's pinging, telling everyone to get back from there, and well, SK losing that one. It's Janet, it's not the end of the world, but we'll see how this affects the whole turret defense right now as that wall goes in once again, and it's just Yellow Star who's just knocking away, doing damage onto that turret. It only needs one more hit. Yellow Star not able to do it as he blinks away, and I think Against All Authority will be satisfied with that push. That tower is all but dead. They don't need to worry about that one. They can get that one hit off pretty much any time soon.
Yeah, and despite all that exchange, there's only one person going down, but it was Against All Authorities. Oh, Soaz, what are you doing? Just went in there, he's tried to stay in Fizz, not going to be able to get away with it. Tried to turn around and get Snoopy in the process, and the Ignite's not going to finish him off. It would have done if it hadn't been for Janna's ulti, though, and now they're going to turn around and go straight for that turret. Where is that ulti going? I'm going to follow it. Oh, he's took him down! Followed it all the way down, straight onto Yellow Star. Nicely done, free kill, thank you very much.
Amazing play from Yellow Star to get that one. And that's, you know, Snoopy's got his problems at the moment in terms of, you know, he's been disconnected 3 or 4 times, having some problems with his game, and that's something that's not going to help his confidence whatsoever when he's like, oh, okay guys, I survived that one, that's all good, thanks for the ulti, Janna, good, well played guys, and then bam, in your face, you're dead all of a sudden.
And he was probably really looking in the shop as well. He's probably already ported press P. He was looking around the shop, then going, "Oh, why has it gone grey?"
Yeah, not good news for SK's confidence, for Snoopy's confidence in that one. At the moment, Linak just chilling in the middle, killing some creeps. Only Janna is actually there. Soaz doing the same down in the bottom lane, and we've got the Ezreal push up at top. So all 3 lanes being pushed back a little bit now by Against All Authority. The question is, how far are they going to push, and what is the next call? Because Dragon is up and available. We've got SK moving into a position where they may initiate something around this Dragon area. So they just drop a ward there on that curve bush. There is a AAA ward here right in front of the Dragon pit. So we'll see how they shape up in the coming moments. So this one, Alpha being caught down, and they're actually going to dive straight in onto him. Not sure it's going to do enough damage though. Ooh, Ozaft ulti completely missing everyone. And that wasn't the greatest ulti that Ozaft could have hoped for. That could have been a very different fight if it had connected to the pack though. But SK really looking to force this whole thing of taking down this middle turret. Ocelot takes a bit of damage before Rift walking away. Turret is still alive. How much HP? Around about 750, 800. And SK are now moving down in towards a position. Soaz has actually dove straight in there early on. I don't think that was such a bad decision. He's got away with losing without losing any HP. The question is now, what's SK's plan from this position? Are they going to try and get in there on the Dragon, or are they going to move straight back? It looks like they're going to go a little bit more defensively. Ocelot comes in, and Rift walks himself away. Pretty standard stuff, and Linux still chasing. It's like, I'm going to get you, man. As he puts down that pink ward, and the one hit surely comes in onto the turret that they needed that entire time. Finally, against all authority, will bring it to a 4-2 lead with the turrets.
Yeah, and a 6-3 lead in kills as well, which gives them that 8k gold advantage, which is pretty big, and it will start to make the difference. They are going to pick up this Dragon as well for free. SK not going to be able to deal with it, and Osaft is just sort of going up there going, oh, I'm going to pick up some free gold. Yeah, it's about the only way that they do get the gold when they have that Oracle Potion on, defending that turret as well. So they have a big wave at the top, which I guess one of the carries are going to go deal with. It's going to be Yellow Star, or is it going to be Linux? Linux like, no way, I'm getting this, son. This is my gold. He uses all his chances to get up there, speed his way to pick it up. Really, he should be leaving that for Yellow Star, but Yellow Star's going to pick up the red buff instead. So Osaf ports him back. Let's have a look at the items while we have a small break. A BF sword now picked up by Candy Panda. Candy Panda not having that great a deal with Corki. 0-1-3 has got the assist, not really feeding at all or anything, just not getting very lucky with the kills, which is pretty much the same for the whole of SK. Turret trying to push on it. It's actually only Yellow Star and Alpha that are forcing a 5-man SK back. My god, I don't think they realised it was only just those two. Look at Alpha going like a boss up front there, trying to get a stun down on someone, see if he can pick anyone off. He has got the blue buff, and also looking up towards Nif. Nif is a long way away. Alpha trying to get anyone with a wall there, but not going to happen. Which actually gives them time to go on and invade and take down all the wards. So SK now without any ward placements anywhere near the Baron at all. Look at that. There's just the one around by the blue, which is what Nif has just placed down there a second ago. They just could do with clearing out that bottom stack. I don't think they're going to have an attempt for Baron soon.
Yeah, it certainly looks that way. I guess we'll see more wards going down as FDA has, if my eyes are right, I think 5 wards at the moment, so he can certainly cover that area. Actually, SK seem to be catching on to the fact that Against All Authority are hanging around that area, but obviously they want to push a little bit further down middle, try and stop SK coming straight out for this Baron should they decide to go for it. Going to use that poke here again. Althor not quite getting the wall where he wanted it, and Althor could be in a little bit of trouble. SK not pushing too aggressively for it though. Good decision in my opinion. The stuns that are available up there for Against All Authority. And SK are going to have at least one backing off yet. Moma is going home, and Against All Authority are moving up towards Baron, and that Moma teleport back home could give Against All Authority just enough time to work out this Baron. SK are going to start to move up into that position. Obviously, wards that they had in that area are now gone. So I dive straight in there onto Candy Panda, and look how much damage he's done to him. That's a ridiculous amount, and Linak is going to move his way in there. Stun comes out onto Snoopy, who will get himself away. And Against All Authority again, not quite pushing through, and there was the ulti again. And Corki absolutely exploding, quite literally there, the animation on that. And, well, that's the second amazing ultimate that we've seen from Yellow Star. And it could be a possible winner here. Nif is hanging around, needs to be careful. And Against All Authority have pushed in, they're going to start this Baron off. Let's see what SK have got up their sleeves to stop this one happening. Moma is hanging around there. Put a wall down, maybe. Alpha. See SK start to move in. Baron is close to going down, and it will go over to Against All Authority. Moma is going to go down. Where are the rest of the players? There's Ocelot actually rift walking out of the back of the Baron area, and Against All Authority like, we're not going to chase. We're going to push your middle lane right down right now. I mean, Linak can tank like 5 turrets at once if you really needed to, so why not? There is Nif. Let's see what they're going to do. So here we go, Linak tanking the turret. This is going to go down very, very quickly, especially once that Ezreal gets himself into it. Peter will fall, and it's looking very, very good for the French team. They're going to focus in onto Corki once again. Marker is himself away from that wall. There goes another ulti out from Yellow Star. Done so much damage there throughout all of this. Will blink away. Linek actually decides to go back in there, and he's caught Nif a little bit low HP as well. We do see Candy Panda still fighting in. There goes a stun from Sona. Are they going to finish off? No, not quite. We saw the Valkyrie away once again from Corki. Against All Authority, going to back away. And
the Janna ulti as well they used to try and beat them back. So SK having to throw everything out, and they are now 13k behind in gold. 8-3 down in kills, and the turrets are down in the base, which is the inhibitor, which is the clear sign that you are in control. But they can throw it away. However, I would suspect not. Oh, Saf, very nicely done there. Ocelot used the flash and his Riftwalk to try and close the distance there, but had the flash ready and waiting to go in towards the Dragon Hole. So, against All Authorities all porting back. What are they going to buy? Skara actually, sorry, I keep calling him Skara. Soaz choosing not to. Has got the Bloodthirst up. Completed now, so it's just big damage from Soaz, and Soaz has been causing problems for them throughout the game. And looking at the kills, it is very well spread as well for against All Authority. Nobody running away with it, nobody getting like crazy amounts of kills, but they still, I feel they could do with a bit more with this Baron buff. I think they've gone back a little bit too early there. They could have probably got another inner turret, but instead they've gone back to buy. Let's sort of see what sort of timer they've got on it. It's just over halfway done, so about 2/3 used. So if they're quick enough, they could go for it, but neither lane's really stacked enough. So I think they're just going to clear the lanes and go back about their work in an industrial sort of way. And like you were saying about Udyr, he can tank. I mean, he's got that Randian's Omen and that Aegis Legion built in there. Also now got the Phage as well for the extra hit points just in case you need it. Like, also going to hopefully get that slow proc, which is what he's been aiming for. But SK are in dire straits here. They could be dropping down after such a great first match, and the confidence would have been high. Against All Authorities have played very well. We used to see this before with Millennium in the previous version. They were always very good with the lane phase.
Yeah, they're always very strong there. We're seeing against All Authority now pushing in for this turret, and look, they're putting all their damage out onto Linak. There's absolutely no reason to do such a thing because he is so healthy. They need to do so much to him to even dent him. You see the push coming in once again. Are they going to tank the tower? They're going to die straight in there. Candy Panda actually manages to escape. Nif is now going to be the target here for Soaz, who's in and amongst everything going on. Are we going to see the stun onto Nif? Yes, we will. And he managed to escape there a little bit further behind his turrets. As they start to work their way back, Soaz is low. In fact, the entire team of Against All Authority is far from healthy. They need to be careful here because SK have gone back here. They are going to get themselves a little bit of a heal, but I don't think the French side are too worried about things. They still have the Baron buff. They still have it for, well, I'd say a matter of seconds by now. It's just ticking down to going away, and should go any second there. But they are pushing these turrets down very nicely. There goes the inner turret on the bottom. Baron buff is finished, so
Yellow Star dancing.
Not so far. Yeah, Yellow Star does a dance.
So, well, I mean, against All Authorities, I just said a minute ago, they need to use this Baron buff a little bit more, and they have done, and that is all three inhibitors down. I think GG will come out in a second because they are going to push on towards that Nexus turret. You can see the super minions coming in there in the middle. They're going to try to do as much as they can, but the whole Against All Authorities team have all pretty much healed back to full. Snoopy's going all aggressive. Snoopy is going to get taken down here. He's gone far too deep. Candy Panda also going to go down. They're doing everything to get Althor down, but no. Oh my god, he's trying to go through, and Yellow Star's got another kill there. Triple kill, GG. And Against All Authorities are through to the finals in Kiev. Joining MTW, very nicely played. Coming back from a 1-0 deficit to go and take it 2-1. That is how we like to see a best of 3 played out. So SK Gaming drop down to play LDLC next. You will be able to see that right here in however long it takes them to have a break. They've actually been pretty quick turning these around, Joe, but really well played by Against All Authorities.
And that's what we like to see, you know, these one game and then 2 in a row, the comebacks that make League of Legends so amazingly great game. That was 41 minutes 30, I think almost identical to the first game. That was also around about a 40-minute one. The second one was a little bit more clear-cut, but a really great performance. I just hope from, you know, for SK's sake now that they keep their heads high, they, you know, look at the positives from this game rather than the negatives, which, you know, is always hard, actually. But they need to do that because they're still in the tournament. They still have a chance to go to Kiev from all of this. Let's have a look quickly at the post-game screen. Snoopy, who had 0-5-0, let's be honest, a terrible time of it in this game. He's had those disconnects, he had problems when he finally got himself back in there. It just wasn't good for Snoopy, and he's one that really needs to pick himself up and get ready for this next game. Candy Panda 0-3-3, Nif 0-2-3, Ocelot 1-1-2, MoMA 2-3-1 for Against All Authority, Ozaft 1-0-9, Yellow Star 5-0-5 with Ezreal. 2 of them were amazing ultimate kills. We've got Udia 0-1-3, Nivea, which of course is Althor 2-1-8, and Soaz on Talon 6-1-3. And again, Deman, Nivea, brilliant choice from Althor, brilliantly played throughout the final 2 games. Soaz, Riven in game 2, Talon in game 3, just showing those bruisers are absolutely amazing in his hands.
Yeah, it shows he stick to the bruises rather than the AD carry which he had in the first game. Actually, saying that, he did pretty well on Graves as well. But yeah, really well played. And Althor on Anivia, probably see if anyone's watching this when they're actually in there, they're probably going to be target banning Anivia, I think maybe. But really well played throughout by Against Authorities. All 3 matches they won the lane phase. It was only SK turning it around in the first game that really pulled them into it. You know, they had the fact they didn't have anyone bruiserish in there, and then as soon as Ireliea was picked by Linak, they just didn't look back. He sort of controlled it very well, played a very good Ireliea, very strong character, and he's one that you just don't target because he's just so tanky. So it seemed to work out well for them. So SK versus LDLC, that'll be coming up in the next few minutes, looking like they're in IRC chatting away, and it will be back to best of 1, and then we'll have another match after that, which will be Empire versus the winner of SK versus LDLC. Joe, lot of games to go yet.
Yeah, still a few more here on ESL TV, so make sure you don't go anywhere, guys. You don't want to miss anything. And I'll give away another K9 Nasus. I think this time at Twitter, because Facebook's been getting a lot and Twitter not so many. So I'll put the details here on an overlay on your screen, and we'll be back for that game, LDLC versus SK Gaming, and it's coming your way pretty damn soon. Don't go anywhere, guys.